Hey guys, hey girls, hey boys. If you're new to my channel, my name is Mari, also known as MariiiBajariii here on YouTube. Hello, welcome to my channel. So for today's video, you guys, I am finally doing it, the long-awaited, highly requested eyebrow tutorial, eyebrow routine. I'm finally giving you guys the not really secret, because it's not a secret. I don't know why I've been putting it off for so long. I explained in the video, it's just I've been scared. Like, I feel like it wasn't perfected, but nothing's ever gonna be perfect. So I was like, you know what? It's time to do it. It's here. So if you guys are interested to see how I do my eyebrows, and I suggest you keep on watching. Before I start this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on your post notification bell so you're notified every single time your girl posts. And without further ado, let's get right into today's video. Alright you guys, so I'm finally filming the long-awaited eyebrow routine. I have put this off for so long just because I feel like eyebrows take me so much time, and if I've gone through so many different eyebrow routines where finally I feel like I'm at a routine that it's like the best routine I've ever done. And it's only with 2 products, so don't worry, it's not gonna get crazy. But yeah, I'm excited because I put this off for so long and I'm finally here doing it because I get so many requests daily on Instagram, on YouTube, just all the time. So I'm here, I'm giving it to you guys. So before we get into the actual routine, I want to tell you guys what products I use so you guys can maybe have them on hand before we get into the video. So for the first product, you're going to need a brow pencil. I recommend using a precise eyebrow pencil because there are some brow pencils that are thick. Let me show you like a comparison. So there's a precise one and there is a thicker one. So I recommend using a precise brow pencil because it's so much easier to go in there and draw like hair-like strokes. If you guys do have some sparse eyebrows, like I do have like sparse areas here, so having a precise brow pencil can help me go in there and like fill it in nicely without making it look too bulky, if you guys get what I'm saying. So yeah, this brow pencil is actually the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. This is definitely a Do It For The Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. That was my go-to, but then I ran out and I was like, let me give this baby a try. So I picked this one up, only $5 compared to the Benefit, which is like 30 or 32. They're both amazing brow pencils. I will go back and forth with them because I love them both so much. But yes, you're going to need a precise brow pencil. You're going to need a clear brow gel. This is my go-to, my favorite brow gel. I've tried other ones and nothing worked as good as this one. This is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. It's amazing. It works like glue, keeps your eyebrows like lifted, giving it that laminated look. I love it so much. So this is the 24-Hour Brow Setter by Benefit. I've gone through like 3 of them already. They're so good and definitely worth it. And lastly, you're going to need some concealer. Concealer is literally key when doing your brows. I'm telling you, like, you can fill it in like messy going with concealer and you'll look like you have like very snatched brows. So yeah, these are the 3 products you're going to need. All right, so first thing I am going to do is take the spoolie end of my brow pencil and begin to brush my brows upwards as if I was giving it like a little bit of a lamination where they're just laying flat all the way up. All right, and then after I brush them up, they do look a little crazy at first, as you guys can tell. Then I go to the top of the brow and begin to brush it so they lay nicely, so it doesn't just look like your hairs are like this. Then if you go with the brush, it kind of tilts them into it kind of pushes them to their spot, I guess you can say. Okay, so now that we have them all brushed out, you obviously want to brush them out before you go in and fill them in, because if they're pretty messy, it's going to be hard to fill them in like in a way that you want. So now I'm going to take my e.l.f. Precise Brow Pencil. So I like to start by filling it in this area right here. I kind of just draw like a line of where I want my brows to form. This is going to give you like a look of a fuller brow. So as you guys can tell, I was kind of sparse here, so as I fill it in down here very lightly, you don't want to go in too harsh because then it'll just look very thick and bulky and you don't want that. So I'm going to just outline the bottom of where I want the shape to go. So as you guys can see, it definitely has a shape forming compared to this side. This side is definitely my fuller brow, but as you guys can see, it is definitely starting to form. And then do that to the other side. Okay, so as you guys can see, it looks a little crazy right now. I have to go in and brush it, but you can definitely see where the shape of the brow is starting to form because I filled in the bottom area. And then I'm gonna go in back with the spoolie and brush upwards so it doesn't make the product look as harsh. And then up here is where I feel like I need to fill it in a little bit more. So since this is a precise brow pencil, then I go in and just draw in like hair-like strokes. So it looks like I have brow hair there. Don't go in and like color in your brows because then it's just gonna look very bulky. Like I said, I'm gonna repeat this over and over. Don't try to like go in and color. Draw hair-like strokes so it looks like you have brow hairs. That's why I like this precise brow pencil, because if you go in with the thicker brow pencil and try to do the same, it's not going to look like natural or like hair-like strokes. So having a thin brush will definitely help you achieve that look. Or having a thin pencil, not a thin brush. I sometimes want a fuller brow, so I will do the same thing that I did down here to the top area, but very lightly, because you can easily go wrong with this step. If I go and draw it too dark, then it's just gonna look like I have like one line here and one line here, and you do not want that. So be very light-handed when doing your brows to get the most natural look. So see right here, I am a lot more sparse. So again, just draw hair-like strokes. Follow the direction of where the hairs grow and just literally just draw those brows in. Same thing to this side. Very light-handed. And then I brush it out like throughout the whole process if I feel like it's looking too harsh. Brushing it out will definitely make the product look softer. Alright, so this is pretty much it for filling in the brows. I don't like to fill in too much because again, I do want them to look more natural than like with product, you know. Before I would go in with a lot more product and they would just look very bold, even though that was the look like back then. They still look pretty bold right now because I don't have any other face products on, so they just look very like out there. But once you put on your face makeup, everything comes in together very nicely. So here I'm just brushing them out a little bit more. And now we are going to go in with some concealer. So this is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I use the shade Light Medium Honey. And I like to just apply the concealer like so, because for my everyday look I don't really use eyeshadows, so I just like to cover up like the veins on my eyes, which is why I use so much concealer rather than just cleaning up the like under the brow. Now I'm gonna take a concealer brush. This is by BH Cosmetics. It is literally so old, like one of the first brushes I've ever owned. So there's no number on it, but it's literally just a concealer brush. And what I'm gonna do is pretty much just first spread out the concealer on the eyelid, and then I'm gonna try to get the most of the product and literally carve out where I filled the brows. If I feel like I need more concealer, then I'll go in and add some more. So I'm just going to follow along under here where I carved the brows out to make them look super clean. It's literally like you're coloring, but like stay in the lines. And then I bring the concealer out to the center of like where like a unibrow would go, you know, just out here. So when after, you guys will see why I put it here. And then with the least amount of product, I go in and carve out the top of the brow. But I don't like to go in with too much product, because then if I use too much concealer up here, it'll look very bulky again. We just want something very lightly to clean it up. So I'm using whatever is left on the brush. As you can tell, there's barely anything. And again, just follow where the brow is carved out to make it look a lot cleaner. As you guys can see, compared to this brow to this one looks very sleek and shaped. So now we're gonna do the same thing to this eyebrow. And then sometimes if I feel like it's too much concealer, I'll just put some on the back of my hand to wipe it off a bit. And then again, whatever is left over on the brush, go in and clean up the top of the brow. And then I like to go in with the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. This is like another concealer brush. And then I just blend up the concealer that's right here. And this helps achieve like a soft eyebrow like in the front, because again, I love like when it fades. I don't like when everything looks too much of the same color. So this right here helps soften it up a little bit. And then I just blend out all the extra concealer. So since I did go in with some concealer, this isn't really part of the brow tutorial. This is just for my eyelid. I like to go in with some translucent powder. This is the Laura Mercier one. And just set the concealer on the eyes. I guess this could be part of the tutorial, because sometimes if I feel like the brows look too intense, I'll use whatever is left over on the powder brush and just pat it into the brows so they don't look too dark or too harsh. And it also helps if you have like an oily face. to set the brows so they don't look too shiny, you know? So I'm actually gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back to finish up the last step for the brows, which is like setting them. That is literally the very last thing that I do in my makeup routine. So your girl will be back with a full face, okay? Alright guys, so I am back with a full glam, as you guys can tell. So now that we have everything on, all the face makeup, all that stuff, my very last step is to set my brows. So I'm going to go in with my Benefit 24-hour clear brow setter. And what I like to do is just take it out of the bottle and make sure I just get the excess off so it's not too wet, you know. And then what I like to do is pretty much just the same thing that I did before I even filled out the brows. Literally just re-brush them upwards like so, as if they were getting laminated. If you guys didn't know, a brow lamination is basically where they're like laid flat. So I'm going to brush them up. They're gonna look a little crazy at first, and then do the same thing to the other side. And then I will brush them so they're not looking like super crazy laying flat. Just wherever I feel like it needs to be brushed down to the side, I will do that. See, like so. So it looks like very hair-like strokes, as you guys can see the way I filled it in. And to make it look more natural, I'll just go back in with the clear brow gel, brush it down, and then same thing to this side. And that is what the finished brows look like. So that's literally it for the brows. As you guys can tell, they look very full, very natural, I would say. In my opinion, this is like my go-to natural brow look. The way to get a natural look is to obviously make them look like hair-like strokes, as the way I explained to you guys. So yeah guys, that is all for today's eyebrow tutorial. I finally did it. I hope you guys are happy and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment down below what you like to see in the future. Please subscribe, stay blooming, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.